The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone and welcome to the iSpring Solutions webinar. Thank you very much for joining us today as we are going to talk about how to quickly launch online training in your organization and start getting results in just 2 months. My name is Paulina, I am a community manager and I will be the moderator for today's webinar. As a speaker we have Max Ionen. Hi Max, how are you doing?
Hi, Paulina. How are you doing? How is everybody?
Doing great. Max is our customer care manager and he will be more than happy to speak for you today. And also, to take care of all your questions during the webinar, I have invited our Senior Technical Support Engineer, Stefan Burley. Hi, Stefan, how are you today? Stefan? All right, so again, at the end of the webinar, we will have a Q&A session. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let us know in the comment section, which you may see on the right side of the GoToWebinar panel somewhere at the bottom. Okay, I think at this point we are ready to begin. So Max, I would like to pass the mic over to you.
Thank you so much, Paulina. And thank you so much, everybody, for coming to today's webinar. So today we will speak about how to launch e-learning in your company and get results just in 2 months. And it looks to me like there are a lot of people who came with this question. And I'm really glad to announce that we will also have a special offer. And all of our attendees today will get $100 off the full service package. This offer will be valid till March 28th, so please let us know if you're interested. And I know that there will be a place for team license pricing requests. And so, guys, if you have a tough deadline or need a complete project calculation, please get in touch with me over email, the phone you can see on the screen, or if you're visiting LSCon on March 27th, 29th, please join us at booth 407. We will be really happy to meet you in person. And I believe that it's the right time to start with the timeline. So here you can see the timeline to launch your project. And so first, we are starting with step 0 today, which is awesome. And this is a general webinar where I will do my best to give you an idea of how iSpring solution can work for your e-learning needs. As you probably know, for those who already had experience working with us, we both provided with the authoring solution and the learning management solution. So you can get all-in-one package and make it work for your organization needs. And if you need just one piece, for example, the way to quickly create content, it will be even easier. Here you can see the long path which we were able to create, considering the experience we had over the last 12 years. We have 47,000 clients, and that would be the longest path to take if you need to launch e-learning. So we would typically start with a kick-off conversation, and I'm really happy to meet you here today, but you all know that personal approach tends to work much better and tends to speed up the implementation of any project. So I would recommend starting with just 1 to 2 hours as the worst case scenario conversation. More often it is possible to discuss it much faster. Then, if there is such a need, we are always happy to set an individual demo. And especially if you need to launch learning management system, not just the authoring solution, it makes sense to see the solution in action. And that's why we typically set up an individual webinar to show you how it works, particularly in your project scope. After we are done with that, it comes to the test drive. If you are just considering authoring solution, you might be willing to simply get it and start working with the full pace, even skipping the test drive. And when you work on Series 1 on a learning management system for your organization and your needs complete e-learning system with tracking, with results, then most companies will take advantage of our free trial. You'll have up to 14 days to test out all of the solutions. And I'm really glad that those days come with tech support assistance. So you will not only have me or one of my colleagues as customer care reps, but you will also have the whole technical support team to advise any question you have about the feature, about the functionality, about making it work. And we are always happy to share our expertise with you. Then it comes to approval. And as soon as we reach good to go within your organization, it will take 1 hour to 1 day to get the full access to learning management system and to iSpring solution. So no delays here, no need to much faster. And then we also have steps 5 to 7 is about, it doesn't make sense to do a trial launch on 300 people if you can do it for just 10 people, just for one small department, and measure the results quick enough to go forward with the solution. After you're all set and you have the full access, it will typically take from 1 hour to 3 days, depending on the size of your organization, to scale the solution from the test drive to the full one. That means to upload your pre-built content and to go ahead and assign all of those content items to your employees. It's really easy. And if you have a lot of content, I would be always happy to make sure our developers team help you do it faster and with less hustle. Step 6 will be the first results, and I'm certain that you will get them immediately, because even during the trial version, you will have the access to reports, you will see how the solution works, and it will be really easy to analyze how that fits to your organization needs. And then we are not saying goodbye. We keep working with you. We are happy to work after the full launch, and it will be typically happening in 1 month. And for your whole with iSpring as a vendor, we strive to provide you with really good assistance, sure that you have answers to any questions you come up with. And whenever it's time to more departments, or maybe if your organization is worldwide and to some other countries, we will be here and we will be always happy to. I think it's high time to jump into the authoring part. And so when we speak about authoring solutions, people are afraid of spending too much time to create the content item. Hope to show you that it won't be that hard. And so with iSpring authoring tool, it's really easy to do quick launch. And just go ahead and create a new slide in PowerPoint. You know, to me personally, it's always been quite time to design the slide, even if I know the material. That's where iSpring jumps in. I'm switching to iSpring Suite main ribbon, and here you can see all of the enhancements and also the ways to convert your presentation into interactive course. And my go-to place here is Content Library, because this will be the place where you can quickly author from scratch. Here you can find a lot of course templates. Each of the course templates will have multiple slides, and that means that you can go ahead and create course from scratch in a record time. We'll go ahead and use this one for our main slide. And so, of course, I will take time to get some info over here. So it will be iSpring webinar. And so of course, we'll put the title. And so I don't think that this image will work perfectly for us. We're still in e-learning. So let's go to backgrounds and get something more suitable. As you all know, e-learning is mostly about working at your PC, and so that's the way you minimize time spent to meet with people, to teach them. That's why I will go ahead and use the Office backgrounds. It is available right here in our content library, and I will be ready for a new slide. I know that there are multiple approaches you can use when we speak about e-learning authoring, but in our case, I feel that course objective slides will be really helpful. Also, that will let us set the agenda for today again. And today, in this e-learning cookbook, which we are creating right now, I will show you how to boil, roast, fry, bake, and grill your training content like a pro with no learning curve. And I feel it's really important because when you want to deliver the knowledge, you definitely don't want to spend time content at iSpring Suite. I will also show you how to take advantage of your existing materials, and I'm sure that many of you already realized that it's very easy in case you have some presentations pre-created. We will make it effective and more engaging for your learners. We will also speak about collecting the relevant user feedback and their training results, which is one of the main points in e-learning. We'll show you how to launch your online training easily. And I hope that by the end, you will see how to get the ready to present to stakeholders, to anybody results in just 2 months. And if you're the business owner, you will see how to actually see the difference, notice it, and keep working to improve the results you got so far. I will create just a couple more slides with our content library. It's impressive that the total number of slides here is about 45, I'm sorry, total number of images presented here is about 45,000. And all of them are in high quality, no copyrights. So many of our clients also see the benefit in saving money and no longer purchasing things from the photo stocks. Let's create a slide which will be one before we meet the chef. And to get the chef image, I think that it will work best if we go ahead and use the character part. There are more than 100 characters, each presented in about 500 different positions. And what I like most, you can quickly filter that. You know, we're all different. There are so many different people, different professions, different ethnicities. And even one person can make different action, have different gesticulation. So it would be quite a pain to get the image without filtering capabilities. What we have with results, if you know the name, just type it in. You will see all of the characters with this name, and it especially works well if you previously used the character. And you can also go ahead and filter by clothing, gender, and take a look at all of the characters we have here. Let's go with Mary. And I think that since we are just meeting her, it will make sense to do the greeting picture. Double click, and it is downloaded into presentation. Don't worry that it looks small. Actually, the picture is going to be in really high quality, so you're very welcome to zoom it in. Let me clean up some text from here. And I'm enlarging the image right away. All right, we have Mary right here. I will go ahead and insert the shape using just PowerPoint functionality to create a word cloud. Let's make it really simple, but I think it will be still effective and very visual on what you can create. So let's say that Mary greets us. And so just like Mary, I want to ask if you enjoyed the webinar so far. So all of your feedback will be very, very welcome. Please use the question box. And I hope that it seems easy so far. So we are ready to jump to the actual enhancements. iSpring has some tools which are unavailable in PowerPoint at all, and they are the ones which create interaction. So I'm going to create a new slide and add the dialog simulation over here. Dialog simulation will be the tool which allows you to create real-life conversations, and especially if you work with customers, if you want to make sure that your employees or your learners know how to improve their skills, that would be a very valuable addition to your authoring toolkit. You're always welcome to add more characters from the content library to have the course making sense. I will go ahead and have Mary here. You can notice that each character has different emotions, which makes it so natural. Double click, and I'm also going to set up the backgrounds. I will just go ahead and use some office. Let's say this picture can be another angle. And then we are ready to type in text and answer options. There are two ways you can work with iSpring Talkmaster. So it's possible to do speech, like the question and the answer options, or you can add the information over there. And that's the way it will look like. Let's just preview the scene. So you see the word cloud from the character, the answer options, and the emotion meter. And I'm sure that it is very intuitive. And just in the interest of time, I will go ahead and open the pre-created scenario I prepared for today. Should be still with Mary. So if we preview this scenario, you will see here asking questions about the way you want to launch online training. And depending on their answer, you will be branched to different places. She asks if you have some PowerPoints to start with. And if the answer is yes, I hope that you see that it will be a quick and effortless start, because the most time-taking part so far was creating the slides from scratch. If you have the presentation you want to quickly convert into interactive format, that would be very easy. iSpring Talkmaster also has the ways to add voiceover. You can play around with the design of the slides, and what is really important, you can do evaluation. That means you can set the passing score for your dialogue, and for every single answer given by your learner, you can do different gradings. All of that will be delivered to your learning management system, no matter if it's iSpring Learn, our solution, or if you already have some LMS. And I think that it will definitely boost up the training cases where you need to work on conversation skills. All of that is easier to work with, and that's pretty much the main concept we try to pick up at iSpring. We don't want it to be hard, and our tools are easy tools for busy people. That's the way VoiceOver works. Here you can add the files with the audio in one-by-one manner, and at the same time, you can just go ahead and do the bulk import. If somebody pre-recorded all of the phrases for you, if you have a voiceover artist hired, that's perfect. Just go ahead and make sure that file names are the same, and then it will immediately result into into all of the files being attached to every single phrase. I hope you liked this one, and so of course, it's not the end of iSpring authoring solution capabilities. So let's jump further. I believe that Mary will need to say us goodbye, because for her it's right time to upload the content already. So let's just change the slide. We already had a little. And so I will go ahead and do pointing to watch type of image. Double click and she's in. We'll not delete the first picture just so that we can make sure that the proportions are quite the same. And now we are ready to just go ahead and change the phrase we have here. We will be there soon as well, and in just 5 minutes you will see how to upload your course to online system, whether you have one or you want to go with one we provide. But first, let's create a guest book. Quizzes are a very common part of any e-learning course, and so that's what we also have to offer. iSpring Quizmaker allows you to create graded quizzes or just surveys. If you need to collect feedback, you don't need to do graded, use the second option. In other case, you're very welcome to take advantage of 11 graded questions, and there are more common, and 12 survey questions to be used in your quizzes. I will go ahead and add some text right here. Okay, it might be easier to do it over there. And it will be our guestbook quiz. And our guestbook will also have a quick button. So let me just preview that. Okay, I will have to type, sorry about that. Hit start quiz. And of course, every quiz needs to have questions. So we will have the first question come in as survey. I think we can use pick many. And so this question doesn't make much sense, but I just hope that, like me, you will have some fun answering it. So how do you like it so far? And the answer options can be different as well. You're very welcome to change them accordingly to your case. So I hope that it will be so far so good, or that's easier than I thought. We'll also have another question come in. This way it will be graded. I will choose true or false type of question. And I will ask, you sure? And here we will have yes. And come on, Max, you're boring. I really hope that you will choose the first option, so I will let myself leave it as the correct one. And I know that those couple of questions won't give us a real feedback. So if you feel like sharing what you think about this webinar, how useful it is, please make sure that you give us a quick message and let us know that either on the question box or just drop me an email. I will be really happy to read it and to make sure that everything we didn't have a chance to cover will be covered with a personal approach, or we can just invite you to another webinar and make sure that your feedback is taken in account. All right, so as the result slides, I will do looks like Max has passed. And that would be in case you like the webinar so far. And it's a fiasco will be another option. Of course, your quiz doesn't have to be just a pure white background. You're very welcome to use one of the themes our designers pre-created for you. So it's possible to take advantage of some gradient pictures. There is also some more other things pre-created, and if you want to use custom backgrounds, you're very welcome to upload a picture from file, or you can just go ahead and choose the background from the content library. What makes me feel really good about iSpring Quizmaker is that all of your quizzes will work perfectly on any device. And that's not only QuizMaker, anything you create with iSpring will let you launch it successfully from no matter what smartphone you use and no matter what operating system you're working with. That is the sample of how quiz looks like. If you want to, you can also set the custom feedback. And I really love the ability of the customization iSpring offers, because you can create a training quiz where you don't really care about the result the learner gets, as long as he studies the new content and it makes him understand it better. And if you want to do strict exam, I know that some of our clients did SAT preparations and other really important things in life of every student. They also did strict onboarding tests, and so depending on those tests, the decision on whether the employee should stay or not was made. And it is possible to make sure that people are absolutely concentrated, and the content author, the part of training departments, will get as thorough info on this student as possible. You're welcome to use quizzes separately. At the same time, if you use them as a part of the course, just hit save and return to course. You're welcome to do question groups and do grading by question groups, add some info slides. So QuizMaker gives you a lot of customizable functionalities, and it is still not something scary. And even the person who never worked with this type of software will find an easy way to work with that. Let's get back to our presentation. And we literally have the whole project finished. So far, we created title slide, objectives. We also had dialogue simulation and quiz. And to me, it seems like this test half an hour project is ready to publish, but it would be a bad idea not to mention some other things you can use just so that you can keep them in mind. And if you want more information on iSpring functionalities, if you're hesitating, drop me a message. You have my email, and I will be happy to answer myself or get an engineer from tech support assigned to you so that we can make sure that all of your questions are answered. With iSpring, using that same main ribbon, you can do screen recording. I love it a lot because it's a very simple but powerful way to answer some of the questions, and especially when we speak about showing off new systems, it will be a very powerful way to show people how to use that. So as you can guess, I'm using it quite a lot when it comes to some questions from our clients, just because it's much easier to record a 3 minutes long tutorial personalized to the case than having a phone conversation with explaining the buttons, where is one thing located, where is another thing located. So I use it a lot. By the way, this tool will be significantly improved in the upcoming version. And so it will be possible to do annotations. It will be possible to record yourself and so make it work along with the video. But even right now, if you want to make a narration for your presentation, you can do it with the special editor. It's called Narration Editor. And this is a very, very convenient way to do a voiceover or to do video lecture for your presentation. Make sure that it is timely synchronized. And if you have a ready-to-go video, just use import. If there is something you can use to, if you want to record something yourself, please do. There will be microphone settings for your convenience. I'll just skip it for now. So if I want to record something over the presentation we just created, I will just start speaking. And whenever I hit next slide, you can see that slide timing is being changed. So it is the way to save time, and instead of readjusting it all over and over again, you'll just have the tool which lets you do that instantly. Whenever you're ready, just go ahead and hit save and close. And if you feel like you're all good with the enhancements, that you inserted everything you wanted so far, or if, for example, your particular project need is to just take a PowerPoint presentation, make it accessible from any device, and get an ability to track the results of your learners on this particular presentation. You won't even need to spend so much time, like the half an hour we just did. You'll just need to hit publish. iSpring allows you to publish your content in different ways, so you can have multiple outputs. It makes sense to use HTML5 since it will be the most compatible option right now. If you want to have this package created and published just for your website, go ahead with that option. You're welcome to customize the player design, and so here it's possible to do a lot of different things. I will probably stick with simple course, so we'll just have outline, next previous buttons, and pay more attention to slides. You can customize colors and text labels to make sure that it fits to your corporate needs, or it just satisfies your designing approach. So if you want to go with a presentation for your website, please use web. It's also very easy to share using iSpring Cloud. It's our cloud service for sharing your content, and it will get you a short link which you can share in public access. And it's more about content distribution. When we speak about e-learning, of course, it makes sense to take advantage of the learning management system. Today, I will show it to you as an example in iSpring Learn. This is the learning management solution we have. But you're also welcome to use the LMS tab if you already have an LMS in place. iSpring doesn't lock you to only our packages, and if you have established learning management system, that will be producing absolutely compliant content. So I will go ahead and choose presentation folder. Because I'm logged into my iSpring Learn account, I can manage the destination folder easily, and I will see the whole repository. If it's important for you to keep the backup files, please use Upload Source Files feature. Really easy one, and lets you get the project files at any moment downloaded from your learning management system. And while there are some other cool features in navigation, compression, and advanced tabs, which let's say let you get the learner back to the place where he left instantly, it of course makes sense to pay attention to the progress and completion settings. When you just work with PowerPoint, you'll have 10 slides, no idea what people watched and what they just skipped, and they will get the access to your source materials. With iSpring e-learning solution, all of your original project files, your presentation will be safe. People will see the content, but nobody will be able to download it and to anyhow use it on their own. And here you can actually track their results. So if it's important for you to see how much slides did they view, you can do grading by that. If you have some interactive objects inside, like quizzes and simulations, you're very welcome to rate only by them or to make them part as a grade. So if we take a look at the example we have right now, the user can get half of the grade for taking a look at all of the slides and half of the grade for completing the quiz at 100%. You can set the lesson duration, custom passing score, and whenever you're ready, just hit OK and hit publish. Our presentation is going directly to our iSpring Learn accounts, and that would be the place where you actually manage your training process, where you add your students, add your employees, where you assign the materials to them, and where you see their results. And with the flexibility of e-learning, you can go ahead and change your learning approach along with the progress they have. If you see that some quiz doesn't work for some reason, it will be very easy to change this quiz. And what is more important, because of the reporting, you will be able to see that something goes wrong instantly. So by launching e-learning, you will minimize the time required to analyze the results, and you will be able to be track without spending too much time, without any extra hassle. And myself, when I got some assignments, and so it would be funny if we at iSpring won't have eLearning established. If I get some assignment, it's much easier for me to take a look at that at a flexible time, maybe to pay some attention to that after work or over the weekends, rather than spend time to in-person meetings. We have our course published, and we're in iSpring Learn LMS. If we preview that, you will see the way it looks. And look, we just spent half an hour, maybe a little bit more, to literally create e-learning course from scratch. And I'm excited to learn what you think, but I don't think that it looks like something worst that can possibly be created as e-learning content. It has dialogue simulation, and we started a conversation between us as a vendor and you as our clients. So I hope that you want to launch it right after the webinar or already have it in place. I hope that you've been able to notice that PowerPoint is as easy as iSpring. And yeah, forgive me for this attempt to entertain you. I just hope you smile seeing this slide. And it will also have the quiz, which we can use as a guest book in case we want to just get some feedback, and which we can use as a graded activity, which allows you to track your learners' results. So that's the way sample course looks like. And so that's the way learning management solution looks like. Let me do just a quick walkthrough. On the main dashboard, you will see all of the most relevant statistics, all of the information, and quick shortcuts to keep track on all of your users. It's very easy to manage people, and no matter how big is your account, if you train just 10 people or if you train thousands of people, that would be still easy, and we have ways to divide your learners into different organizations and different groups based on their locations and departments and let's say positions. That will let you quickly assign the content. And so there are different content types. What I really like about iSpring Learning Management Solution is that it has learning paths. And you can create a structured learning path, which will have multiple content items. So like, let's take a look at Level Up. And here we will see few chapters. Each chapter has different number of courses. Those might be quizzes, PowerPoint slides, or just some reference materials. So it is really easy to make it work for the learner. You, as the admin, would be always able to get reports on what your learners passed so far. And you can do even multiple items, reports at once for the whole group, for the whole date range. After the report is generated, it will be ready to go. I mean, you can email that, you can download it as PDF or CSV, you can export it and use it to customize further, but it already looks good enough to just have it passed for records or have it passed to your management. And when you are looking at the whole group scale, it is really easy to get an atom detail. So let's say here is one of the quizzes, really simple one, but when we used hyperlink, we've seen the exact answers of exact learner, and now we can evaluate what particular learner answered. This report will be also downloadable. Just a last quick thing, here is how it looks like from the user side. You will have the to-do list. It is possible to use the catalog for the optional content, and the learner can always keep track on his achievements. He can see the leaderboard. If he took advantage of gamification, he can just see points, badges, and all of the PDF certificates generated particularly for him. So after you establish this account, your learner won't have anything to potentially get confused. but he will have access to all the most relevant and most required for education info. You want to go ahead and start the course? Just left click on that. As you can see, I'm not covering all of the functionalities today, and so that just won't make sense going over every particular feature. That would bring us to typical technical training, which is useful, but I don't think that it gives you the idea on how easy it is to launch the e-learning project you have. So I hope that today you have seen that. Just mentioning once again, we have a special offer for all of you, our attendees. And within next week, you will be able to get $100 discounts for the full service, the package which includes the authoring solution, the full access to the content library, quick way to share content in the cloud, prioritize technical support, and all of the updates, including the new version 9, which we are about to release. I actually think that beta version should be dropped off today. So that's why I'm really excited. And if you feel like you need a complete solution with the learning management system, let's make it easier for you. I'm available for an email chat. I will be happy to talk with you. If you're at LSCon, I would love to meet you in person and discuss what you think about your learning approach. How do you want it to work? Even if you have everything in place, please just stop by our booth. I would love to meet you and I would love to speak with you. And so in case you have a tough deadline, in case you really need e-learning yesterday, we're here for you. Just get in touch with us and you will get the most accurate quotation with all of the steps described particularly for your case on how we can make it work. Thank you. I hope you won't choose Come On Max, You're Boring in our survey we created together today. And I'm ready for any questions you have.
Thank you very much, Max. I don't think it was boring. I think it was wonderful, and I hope our attendees enjoyed a lot. And again, I sent Max's email address in the chat section. I shared it, so you guys are more than welcome to get in touch with him if you have any questions regarding authoring solution or learning management solution or just the solution for launching e-learning in your company in general. Just send a message to Max, and he will get back to you with an answer. And yes, we are ready for any questions you still have about anything about iSpring. And also, I saw a lot of questions coming in during the session. So I would like to ask Stefan at this point to let us know about any questions that stand out. Could you please tell us what it was and let us know what the answer is to this question?
Sure, Polina. So here's the question. It came from Fernando, and here's the question. I have a question on creating a survey. Is there a tool that will summarize how a class responded to the survey questions? For example, 20 students answer yes on question 1. Yes, so it is possible, but it is more of a learning management system option. In our learning management system, iSpring Learn, there is a report which is called Answer Breakdown, and there you can see the statistics on every question. So yeah, it is absolutely.
All right, thank you very much, Stefan. And were there any other questions that you would like to go over?
Let me see. Okay, so there were a couple questions about the lesson duration. Yes, you can set lessons duration in the authoring tool, but it is optional. You can limit the duration of your lesson, but you are very welcome not to do so and give the student as much time as the student needs to complete a lesson. Alina?
I just wanted to quickly add up, and thank you so much, Stefan. If you create a learning path or if you have a content item within iSpring Learning Management System, it's also possible to do this setting over here. And it especially works well for the time management, you know, when you have an employee who needs to take some activity and he doesn't know how much time it will take him. It makes sense to mention at least the estimate so that they can better manage their schedules.
Absolutely, you are quite correct, Max.
All right, so it looks like at this point we don't have any other questions coming in. So I guess this is time for us to wrap up this webinar. And I would like to also mention that the recording of this webinar will be sent to you sometime later this week. And I hope that works for you guys. And I would also like to thank Max and Stefan for doing a wonderful job during this webinar. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
Thank you, Stefan. Thank you so much, Paulina. Thank you, everybody, for their attention. And so I hope to continue working with you. Excited about meeting those who come to AliceCon in person. So let's keep in touch and stay tuned for other webinars. We have them on a regular basis. And Paulina is awesome in choosing different speakers, so it won't be all me. Take care.
All right, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you at our next webinar. Bye-bye, everyone.